I'm not gonna lie, I'm already a little tipsy, so I may say some wild shit. Just a disclaimer. Throw that out there.
All right, all right.
Just
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It, the anime and manga podcast where we talk about anime and manga. Today, we're going to be doing another One Piece chapter review. That's chapter 1085, The Death of Nefertari Cobra. So, right off the bat, in the title, I mean, not holding anything. We knew he was dead, but after the
yeah, he was on
last
his last
chapter,
leg anyway.
yeah, yeah. So we got the title page. It's another cover request. It's Frankie, basically protecting or encouraging like hatchling sea turtles that you freshly hatched to get to the sea. And this is hilarious. It's also kind of messed up because maybe sea turtles, bro. They be fighting for their lives, like right
Yeah,
at
they
the
do.
egg, bro.
Just to get out the
Like,
fucking sand, man.
yeah.
And 75% don't make it to the water. Somehow life for them.
Yeah, I was like, this is canon, bro. Like Frankie would be sitting there crying, like encouraging these sea turtles, man. I
Hmm.
can see it. But, all right, let's get into it. So we start off the chapter kind of right where we left off the last one, or yeah, right where we left off the last one. Eam had just walked up the stairs and sat on the empty throne, and that's where the chapter ended. So now we got Cobra and his reaction to it. He's like, "You're not supposed to be up there, bro. Like no one."
He's like, what the fuck? He's like,
Right.
oh, hold on now.
He's like,
Hold on now.
"What's going on? What's going on?" E-
So, man.
Emu walks up the stairs, sits on the throne, and he's thinking that nobody is supposed to be sitting up there because that means like that's the throne of the world, right?
Mhm.
So, um, Cobra basically just asks like he's coughing because he's sick. He's like, "Who are you?" And then it says, "Emu or Mu shall address two of the points being discussed, and thou must answer a single question in return, Cobra."
So, like, so Emu's talking in the third person here, which is kind of weird, but
Yeah, she's using like the royal we, which
yeah,
it is
indicates that
weird.
it kind of indicates that they're old as fuck. Or they're
Yeah,
like they're old, I guess.
right. Because nobody talks like that anymore. Even in the world of
Yeah,
One Piece, like even if you're royalty, um,
yeah.
they talk like that. But we get some interesting information from Cobra. He says that he's heard the name Emu before. He
Hmm.
says it was one of the first 20. So like one of the first 20 um, that pledged for one of the
One
first
of the
20 that ruled the nation and made
yeah,
created the world's government.
the ones who
So
put their swords into the ground that's surrounding the throne, pretty
right,
much.
which is interesting to me. So does that mean that to me it's like was Emu? I just always assumed Emu was always the
Mhm.
ruler of the world, but it could be that it wasn't like that at first.
And somebody like tricked them and came up. And I know they said there's only 19 because Lily
Yeah,
decided not to. So it could be this person right here. It could be what we're going to get into if we keep reading,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
interesting.
So um, basically, Emu is addressing Cobra, and she's addressing his questions, and she says, and talking about what the meaning of D is. Now we don't
Yeah.
exactly get the meaning of D, but we get it what it means to Emu, and she says D is the moniker of our ancient enemy.
Yeah.
In recent times, it has cropped up more frequently. However, it is nothing but a faint echo. Those who carry the name do not even know of its true meaning now. So, of course, Emu knows what the meaning of D is, but to her, it just means the enemies of the world, or to her.
Yeah. And
specifically.
it's popped up more now, which is kind of interesting. Because
Yeah,
if she was one of those people from that long ago, why is it just popping up now, like recently?
right, right. The second coming of Joy Boy.
Yeah.
Um, she goes on to say this irritation only endures due to Queen Lily's grave blunder 800 years ago. So she's saying that the reason the D clan is even like a problem now is because of what happened 800 years ago with Lily. Um, she said the same can be said of irksome scholars investigating the so-called Void Century, and here she's referring to Ohara, Robin's
Hmm.
homeland, that got destroyed by a Buster Call. And she goes, without that blunder, there would be no pirates chasing the poneglyphs and pursuing treasure. If it were not for Lily's incompetence, those vexing relics would never have been scattered all over the world.
And I'm gonna just say something right now. I kind of think emo is Lily, and the fact that she speaks in third person, she could be talking about her mistakes. If that makes sense.
Ooh, that's interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't think that at all. I didn't even think of that. Oh man, I
She
like
may
that.
be.
I like that. Um, oh wow, that's a good theory. But something else that I wanted to point out for what she says here is that it's almost kind of like a confirmation that Lily somehow was the reason that the poneglyphs are scattered around the world.
Yeah.
That they're not like all in one place and all collected, or that the world government doesn't have all of them. It's Lily's fault somehow. The release of the poneglyphs was the worst possible outcome for us. So one must wonder whether it was truly a mistake or if it was actually part of some larger plan. And this is like a question from Emu. So I think maybe she's asking Cobra because Cobra does have these documents from that are only in Alabasta that the world government doesn't have access to. So I think Emu here is also asking Cobra like, what else, what more do you know that we
Yeah.
don't? And then we see here the girls say about to move in this panel
They
here. We got all of them going for their guns.
pull the
One of
strap.
them one of them going for their cane.
That's,
Oh no,
is
no,
that
it's
a
a gun.
sword?
It's a gun
Yes.
still. But yeah, there is that one Gorosei that has the sword, and he has
Yeah.
the Edai Kotetsu the first, and they all just kind of put their hands on their weapons, get their weapons ready. And Imu says that the truth of this incident 800 years ago is undoubtedly in the letter that Lily left. She says, was it a deliberate choice to only refer to her as Queen Lily of House Nefertari? Go ahead and divulge the full name of her letter as written. And Cobra is thinking like, damn, they got me.
He's like, yeah,
I was
I'm
trying,
stuck.
I was still trying to hold some cards, but
Yeah.
they got me. And he knows at this point, he's like, I'm not gonna leave this room alive. Like this is
Yeah.
it. Like they got me
It,
trapped in here
might as well.
basically. Um, he's like, there's no reason for me to lie. And one of the girls says, your fate was sealed once you saw Emu anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But um, we move on to the next page, and then we see Sabo. He's already made his way into the throne room, and he's like hiding behind a pillar, and he's kind of listening in on this conversation. And Cobra says
That's
that
right.
the letter from Alabaster's ruler 800 years ago was signed by Queen Nefertari D. Lily. And then so we get a confirmation here that
That.
Lily was part of the D clan,
Hmm.
which
So that means Cobra is
which means
and Vivi.
Vivi, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is at this point I started to think, okay, if the D clan is like an actual clan, like they were all kind of related somehow by blood,
Hmm.
then that would make Vivi and Luffy related at least. You know what I mean? Because so
Yeah.
far from what we've seen, a lot of people have the name of D, and they're not exactly related, like closely related. You know what I mean?
But they could be like a kind of like the Uchiha, I guess, in Naruto, kind of sort of,
Yeah, they could all
or
kind of just
whatever.
um yeah, it could be
Which
they
is
could all just be distantly related.
which is interesting because how do they even know that D is part of their name?
That's I guess it was just passed down because like it's not like to me I think it's like a family name, right? Because like when
Hmm.
you think about it like Dragon and Luffy, right? It's Monkey D. Luffy, but it's also Monkey D. Dragon. Like Monkey D is
Yeah.
not their first like their first name, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's kind of like their family name. So like kind of like me, if I ever had a kid, then their last name would be, it's just kind of passed on like that, I think.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
that they actually had any meaning to them. There's just
They
like,
just
yeah,
knew it
that's
was
our
part of
name.
their name.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is interesting. Um, but it's also interesting because there's more than just like one D, right? There's Monkey D, but then there's also like Ace. Ace's name is Porteous D,
Yeah.
which was the name of his
And then
mother,
Law,
and then Law.
Trafalgar D Law,
Yeah,
Water
so
Law, whatever.
that's weird. That is weird. But then we get moving on into the chapter. Emu's reaction to hearing this name, she just says D, and then all of a sudden, like a shadowy arrow tendril, just
Something.
something just moves and stabs through Cobra, like while he's sitting in his chair, just stabs right through him. And that's when Sabo reacts. He leaps up,
Yeah.
which honestly, that's a really fast reaction time. He leaps up into the air, and then we see one of the girls say, "Notice him." And he comes down. He uses Fire Fist, and then without missing a beat, he uses another move, Smothered Fate, to directly attack Emu. And then Emu responds, "Where did this one come from?" And her face like changes
And she
into like
eats it.
as she eats the fire. She just chomps on it, and nothing happens.
Like, what
What was that?
is that
What
a
is this,
devil
bro?
fruit? Is that her
I don't
or
know.
them?
Because we see the next page. It's not just Emu. There's five other of these, just basically like eldritch, like
Hmm.
abominations, like shadowy
Yeah.
figures that we
And
see.
there's been speculation that she has like some kind of water fruit just
Mm,
because that hasn't came up yet. Like she may be controlling water. So the fact that Sabo is here and he just so happens to be fire and his attack got swallowed up, that's that could be what it is. But I think her fruit would be something more like unique, something like we've obviously never seen before, like something
yeah.
super rare to get or harder to get.
Also, I don't think we still the nature of devil fruits we've kind of learned recently, but
Hmm.
even still, that's just a theory. Like that was Vegapunk's theory.
Yeah,
But given the nature of devil fruits, I don't know if there could be a water devil fruit. Because the only reason that the devil fruits are weak to water is because the goddess of the sea or whatever, like the actual like mother sea, as it said, almost like Mother Nature,
yeah.
does not like because devil fruits are an abomination, right? So,
Mhm.
like I said, that's just like a theory
But
that
you,
we've gotten in canon, so we don't really know if it's true for sure or not. But if we're
but
going off of that,
who's to say Emu's not like Mother Sea, you know?
that's
So,
true. That's
so it
true.
could not even be a devil fruit. It just could be
You just,
them.
yeah. I saw a I saw something on YouTube. It was like a poll on YouTube before I had read the chapter, but the chapter was already out. I just hadn't read it,
Mhm.
and it was asking, "Do you think that this?" Basically, it was asking, "Do you think that this is a new power set, like a new power system, or if it's Devil Fruits, or if it's some kind of
Yeah.
a new application of hockey or something like that?"
I also
And
don't think
honestly,
would be any kind of hockey. If anything, if not a devil fruit, it would be like something completely different. Like
yeah.
kind of like Lunarian, how they have like abilities just from their race. It could be
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah, I
But for the
agree.
Gorsei, I don't know what Gorsei look like regular humans, so I don't know what I say for them.
Yes. Well, here's the thing though. Are these monsters that we're seeing? I couldn't figure this out. I was confused. I read the chapter multiple times. These things that we're seeing are the Gorosei.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay, so the Gorosei turned into these things.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I
they all
wasn't.
look like some kind of either mythical. They're just silhouettes, but they look like some kind of mythical Zoans by chance. And the one at the top is Emu,
Hmm.
which is the biggest of all of them.
Oh, okay. So you think that these are silhouettes?
Yeah, like they haven't shown us
Okay.
like what it looks like. It's just like a.
Yeah. So when I was reading it, my interpretation of it was they literally turned into like dark, like
Oh, okay, okay,
shadow
yeah,
monsters. I didn't even think they could be silhouettes, but I think it makes more sense that they're silhouettes because they actually do look like you said, they have like these shapes of like animal-like features.
yeah.
So I think it makes more sense that they are silhouettes, which makes more sense to me.
But yeah, but we don't know for sure, and they could also be just like power ups from Emu, if
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. So when I read this, I originally thought that the Gorosei didn't do this themselves, like Emu, like had transformed them.
Hmm.
So I didn't think that the Gorosei were the ones that transformed like themselves, you know.
But the fact
Um,
that it is blacked out, we don't even know for sure. It
yeah,
could be anything.
yeah, that's true. That's true. um, yeah, we get Sabo. He just jumped in and I guess tried to protect Cobra.
And he
Um,
just stands there like, so calm in the first panel.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
bro.
he's just
He just jumps in
like
and attacks, and then all of these creatures just form around him. And he's still just standing there, looking
chilling.
drippy and
He's
chilling.
like, all right, well, scratching his head, like, what am I gonna do now?
Right. Yeah, Sabo is him, bro. Sabo is him. Um,
And that's when the snails takes a picture of him, and that's where we get the headline that saying Sabo basically killed um Nefredi.
yeah. So this is where we get that picture of of Sabo standing over Cobra's dead body, or he's not dead yet, but
Yeah,
that incriminating picture. Um, but Luffy, not Luffy, Cobra recognizes Sabo. He says, you're Luffy's brother, aren't you?" And so he says, "You're the one with the Revolutionary Army, and you still stepped in to save me." And then Sabo kind of explains, like, "Yeah, our problem is not with any particular specific kings; it's with the system, basically as a whole. The ones that are above the kings and queens of the world," is what he says. And Cobra, they're basically like reminiscent about Luffy, even though they're in a pretty
attacked by probably some of the most OP characters in One Piece,
yeah.
and it's just having a
They're
chill conversation.
sitting there just talking
Yeah,
about Luffy. But then all of the monsters start to move in on Sabo, and Sabo picks up Cobra and just starts running. And Cobra's like, "Leave me behind, bro. I'm just gonna slow you down. I'm already dead."
yeah.
Um, and Sabo's like, "No, I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna happen." And then Cobra explains, "There's something I've come to understand, and if you die here, we'll be in trouble because I need you to deliver a message to Luffy." And we get them continuing to run, and then Cobra says, tell them, oh, to Luffy and Vivi, he says, "Tell them
Yeah.
we share the moniker D." And Sabo recognizes this name, or
He has a
recognizes
little
what
flashback.
the name of D means, and he has a little flashback of the ASL trio when they were kids, and it's Sabo asking Ace and Luffy, like, "You're not really brothers, but you still have the same, like, you both have D in your name." And he's like, "Why? Is that a coincidence or what?" And then I think it's Ace. He's like, "Who cares, bro? It's just a name." And
Yeah.
Luffy's like, "Do you want a D in your name too, Sabo?" He's like, "You can be
Sad.
Sadivo."
Yeah, or sad boo. Whatever it is.
Sadbo is so funny to me, bro.
Mm.
And someone's like, why'd you put
Sad,
the
bro.
D there, bro? Then we get that
And
Cobra
then,
flashback,
yeah, had to
but
put
then we
comedy in there
right, but then we quickly get back to them being assaulted by monsters
somewhere.
in the present, and we get this arrow looking thing. It may be a tail of some kind.
Maybe, yeah. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like an arrow, though, for sure.
Yeah, and then it just kind of swishes in, and it gets Cobra again, bro. It gets
It
Cobra
gets
and
Cobra.
Sabo.
Yeah, but damn.
Like Sabo takes, I mean, from this one hit, Sabo takes looks like a good bit of damage from that.
Intense amount of damage. He's bleeding from the mouth and the nose.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if this is hockey, because if it's not hockey, it's just the inherent ability to hit devil fruits
That's
or to cancel
true.
out devil fruits.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
is. Yeah. We don't know for sure if it's hockey because it is everything like in the panel from these monsters is just all black.
Right, right.
But if
There's
it's
no,
not hockey, it makes it more interesting.
yeah, there's no hockey effect, so we don't really know. But I didn't even think about that. That had slipped my mind while I was reading it. Um, but yeah, it hits both of them. Cobra falls off of Sabo carrying him, and Sabo yells out, and then Cobra, he's still a Chad, bro. He stands
Bro,
up.
he forgets he has cancer, stands
Oh,
up.
immediately stands up, and then he goes the poneglyphs, and he's standing there, and he's like blocking Sabo, like trying to
Hmm.
protect Sabo. And he says they must be protected, or they must be something. It's kind of blocked out by the roar of the
Yeah.
monsters. It says, "Fly the flag that heralds the world's eventual dawn." And he's
And that's
quoting
probably
he's
what he's
quoting this letter that he read from Lily. Um, and he starts thinking like, "I'm counting on you, Sabo. Like you have to get out of here.
yeah.
You have to deliver this message." And then all we get is Sabo yelling out King Cobra's name, and that's it. We get a
Yeah.
an outward pan of Pangea Castle where all of this is happening, and that's all we get. And then we see somebody say, "Who's there?" I think it's Segurase because they can tell that looking through a tiny little hole, eye-sized hole in the wall, somebody's watching them, and we see that it's freaking Walpole. Waffle saw everything that happened because he was eavesdropping. He saw
Wrong.
probably Emu sit on the throne. He saw them attack
Waffle
Cobra
out of all people. Waffle.
out, out of
Ugh,
all the people, bro.
fucking
That's
waffle.
wild. But he starts panicking. He's like, "Oh shit! I just saw something that I should not have seen."
Yeah, he's
He's like, "I gotta get out of here. I will die. They will kill
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I gotta get out of here." So he just starts panicking. He just starts running and starts just eating through the castle walls, just trying to get out of there. And then we get back to the grand round table of the reverie where all of the royalty are discussing the matters. And they're saying that, King Nefertari is late. He's probably not going to show up again now that the warlords were abolished. That's all he wanted. He probably doesn't care about the rest. That's what they're saying. We get one ruler here that's just built like Abraham Lincoln.
No, yeah, the first guy
Um,
right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know why
uh-huh.
that just stuck out to me.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, he looks just like him.
We also get, another a little cameos of King Riku from Dressrosa and King Neptune. No, yeah, King Neptune. Yeah,
Yeah,
from Fishman Island. And then we get back to Shirahoshi and her
sure,
brothers.
Hoshi's been through it.
Yeah, Shirahoshi's been through it from freaking Charlos. And I do want to make a correction about the last episode we had. I called Mjolsgard Doflamingo Mjolsgard. What I meant to say was Don Quixote Mjolsgard, not Doflamingo. But it is the same family because Doflamingo is a Don Quixote. I just said it wrong last time. I just wanted to clarify that I do know the difference. Um, but yeah, we get Shirahoshi and her and her brothers. They're like, let's head back to port. Let's get out of here because all these people fucking suck. And then Bashir Hoshi's like, I was hoping to say goodbye to Princess Vivi. I wonder where she went. And so we continue on and we get Vivi and we see that she is basically kidnapped. She's tied to a chair, and this is a guest room in Pangea
Like,
Castle. She's tied to a chair by the rest of CP0. We got
which
Jabra and Khalifa and all the
all
others
the
in the back.
trash people.
All the previous CP9 agents from Water 7
Yeah,
and Ennis Lobby. And they're here back again as CP0, just like Kaku and Lucci.
I think if they fight the Straw Hats again, it's just gonna be the Straw Hats destroying them.
It's going to
That's
be a
pretty much
wash.
all it's gonna be. Yeah, that's all it's gonna be. Like just to show how far the Straw Hats have come, pretty much. Kind of like how Fishman Island arc was, just showing, hyping up the Straw Hats. That's what this is gonna be.
Like, you cannot tell me, even if Jabra is awakened, if he turns out to be awakened, you cannot tell me this man stands a chance against post Wano Sanji.
No,
That's
bro, he's getting
like, come
one
on,
shot. He's getting one shot.
like, come on, man.
And
Now
who
we
else was
get.
it? Chopper or Bluno or
What do you
whatever.
mean? Oh, Bluno's
I'm thinking
in the
about the
back.
other people that are here.
Yeah, Bluno's in the back. You see his little bullhorn hairstyle
Yeah.
with the he had the door fruit, and then we do get the other people are there. I can't remember their name though. But yeah,
Anybody
the
that's not as dope, I'm pretty sure even like Nami just one shots him with
oh yeah,
Zeus.
yeah, for
Just
sure. Like I was about to say, like Nami with Zeus, bro, Khalifa doesn't stand a chance, man. The only way Blue
go.
Nose stands a chance is if he uses his door fruit to run, and that's it. Like
Yeah, yeah. Let's get the fuck out of
yeah, see, they're not anything, bro. But basically they kidnapped Vivi. Um, and we see that she's kidnapped, and Vivi starts asking about like what happened to Shirahoshi, and then Jabra tells him like these two idiots ended up assaulting the celestial dragon that tried to kidnap her, and they boldly proclaim their victory, giving their names and everything, and saying that they were members of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And then we also get
here.
kind of more info on the battle that was happening before with the other revolutionaries against the admirals. It says, meanwhile, at the home of the gods, Fujitori's actions helped the revolutionary army free the slaves.
Yeah. Yep.
And that obviously pissed off Ryokyugu. So they went at it.
And I think, oh, they went at it. Oh, so they
That's
were
what it says.
fighting.
So they went at it, is what it says.
And I think Fujitora did that on purpose.
Oh,
Another
for
reason
sure.
to
He for
fuck with
sure did that
Fujitora.
on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Fujitora is one of the good Marines.
yeah,
Um, but I want to know exactly how he like helped them. You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm thinking it's kind of like side destruction. Like people think he doesn't know where to put his meteors, but he probably knows exactly what he's doing with
Yeah,
them. You know?
probably some collateral damage, quote unquote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
collateral. Exactly.
yeah. But Green Bull was pissed, and it says they went at it. So I wonder how hard they went at it. I wonder if they just like argued or if they actually like scrapped a little bit.
It may be like a Zoro Sanji fight. That's kind of what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah. Man, Green Bull's getting washed by Fujitora, bro.
He is Green
Green
Bulls
Bull
get
is
watched by
trash.
anybody.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
trash,
trash.
bro. Um, but yeah, we get all this information from Jabra, and he's like, "Man, what's the deal with this reverie, bro? It's crazy." Um, and then we get Vivi still just sitting there contemplating. She's like, what am I gonna do? I gotta do something. And she starts to hear this yelling, screaming sound, and these noises coming from the wall. And then the next page, we get fucking Walpole smashing through the wall, still just screaming, "Spare me! I didn't see a thing," to nobody because he's just panicking and running, and he's just trying to get the hell out of there.
Shit.
And he's just chomping through the wall, just trying to get out. And then Vivi sees him, and she's like, "This is my chance." And
Yeah,
so we see Wapo charging through, chomping, and Vivi kind of jumps into his mouth to basically get away.
for yourself, pretty much.
Yeah, and then we get
Yeah,
uh, we get the CP0 agents, and they're like, "Man, what the hell was that? Was that Wapple?" And they were like, "Wait, what the hell is Vivi?"
Yeah, what's going on? Like they're trash. That we knew they were trash from the start.
Garbage, bro.
Terrible guards.
That's like a basic
But
armament. They're not a basic observation feat, bro.
yeah, like exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was also thinking that with the Gorosei, how they didn't even know Sabo was there, or how they didn't know Wapple was watching them.
Yeah,
Especially Emu. Like I at least expect them to know. But anyway, that's something else.
yeah, yeah,
But we get like this funny scene at the end where it's we're getting this monologue between or this duologue between BB and Wapple, and BB's like, "Hey Wapple, how much further are we gonna go?" And he's like, "As far as it takes us, and I'll run to the end of the world. I have to." And she's like, "Sounds good to me." And his gold digging wife's just like, "What? are you are you running away with a mistress?" And she just called everything out of context, and she's like, "Yeah, that's where it ends, pretty much."
That is funny. This is weird because that is like a funny. This second half of the chapter is like, that kind of lighthearted, funny One Piece
Yeah,
nature. But the first half is like
serious shit.
heavy, bro. It's heavy and serious. Like it's dark. Like
And I'm
Cobra
guessing this is how they
dies
get
in
on.
the same chapter, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But
Guessing this
yeah,
is how they
that's
get on the
yeah,
ship with Morgan.
yeah. This is how Wappo. This is some that this is what led to Wappo and Vivi both being on the um the ship with Morgans. That Wappo saw what happened, and then Vivi just escaped, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, do you think Wappo told Vivi at all about what he saw?
Um, Honestly, I think he's like scared, like sitting in the corner, just crying, like not saying anything.
Yeah,
And she still may have to wait for Sabo to tell him, but I don't know. I don't think he told her.
yeah, yeah, you're right. He's probably too scared to
Yeah,
even say it out loud.
yeah. Shit, I would be too, bro. I'm like, what the
I
fuck did
mean,
I see?
that,
I
that's
didn't see
facts.
nothing. I didn't see nothing.
That's facts. That's facts. But this was a honestly, this was a pretty good chapter. This chapter was better than I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was gonna be. Basically, like based off the last one we had, like because we saw a lot more from Emu than we have seen yet, right? So like this is the
Yeah,
most we've seen of Emu. So and the Gorosei,
and it was actually quite a bit. But
yeah,
I was surprised they kept going with it. But yeah,
yeah, it was we got a good bit of information. We got Lily was a D, and the interesting to me is how far back does D go, right? Because Emu is saying that all of this basically started with Lily.
hmm
And if that's the case, does that make Lily like the first D?
or part of the clan at least. I don't know if she'd be the first.
Right. Well,
And
yeah, yeah.
Joy Boy, we don't know what Joy Boy's actual name is, unless it is just Joy Boy. Well, like it could just be a nickname, like how they call Luffy Straw Hat.
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
true. That's true. And then we still need information on the ancient kingdom, so it probably comes more from that. The ancient
Yeah,
kingdom that,
the
was
Ancient
once.
Kingdom could just be full, just the D clan.
Yeah, yeah, it could just be the kingdom of D, whatever
Yeah,
D stands for.
yeah.
So, yeah, this was a pretty heat chapter, honestly. Like, Oda
No break
continues
next
to
week.
cook. No break next week. That's what I'm
I think
hyped
it's
about.
not. It's just not going to talk about this anymore. It's going to jump to something else. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
it's definitely
Yeah,
got to jump to something else because I feel like this is pretty much over with, right? Like we kind
yeah.
of can piece together, like we know what happens after all this. So, where do you think it's going to jump back to? Because we got
I
a
hope it
couple of
jumps back
things
to
going
Egghead.
on. Egghead.
I want to see Egghead.
So you want to see Garp and Kuzan?
Nah, I'd rather see Egghead because the Gorosei now, I know they're not just trash. Like they can fight at least. And I don't know. I want to see if this Gorosei. I want to see what his power. I want to say Devil Fruit. It could be a Devil Fruit. Most
Yeah.
likely. I want to see his power, and I want to see where what's his name? Kuzan? not Kuzan.
Oh no,
Uh,
Kizaru.
Kizaru, yeah, Kizaru. I want to see them fight.
Yeah, yeah, that is true because we do have Saturn on Egghead,
Hmm.
and we did get confirmation basically in this chapter that the Gorosei have something. So
Some kind of power.
it would be cool to see that. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with
And
that.
like even so, what kind of was weird was how easily Sabo and Wapol escaped from them. It could be that the Gorosei didn't want to really show their powers, which makes sense, but they escaped pretty easily. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they did escape pretty easily, especially Sabo. Like, not only was he there and he saw Emu like directly, but he is literally the second in command of the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah, so like catching him seems like it'd be a top priority.
Yeah, it would be
But
more important than killing Cobra at that point, honestly.
yeah,
So that
because
is a
Sabo
good
saw
point.
all of it.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, and like Cobra's dead anyway, bro. Like, even if they
Yeah.
didn't finish him off with another attack, like he was gonna die anyway. So that is interesting that Sabo did just get away. Hmm. And Walpole too, like you said, like they noticed that somebody was there, but
They didn't know who it was actually.
they didn't
So
know who it was. I don't know, man. Maybe the Gorosei and the world government are cheats.
trash. Fucking buns.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Because like even when the Gorosei powered up, it didn't look like they attacked Wapol. It seemed like the attack that hurt Wapol was still from Emu. Because whoever shot the first arrow or wherever the arrow came from the first time.
Yeah, yeah. I
I don't see
well,
that.
I here's the thing. I don't think it was from Emu because if we go back and look at the panel, that first arrow came from the side of Cobra.
Hmm.
Emu was still looking at Cobra like on
Yeah,
the throne. So it
but we still
probably
don't know if that's like a tail or it could be another ability.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think it's I don't know. If it's not if they all don't have their own individual devil fruits, or if it's not some like if it is some kind of ancient power that Emu just has, I feel like it would probably be more reminiscent to the Yami Yami.
Hmm. Because it was
Whereas
able to damage.
it was able to damage Sabo. And like you
Yeah.
said, we didn't see there could have been Aki, we don't know, but if it's something like that, and it was able to just like completely swallow
His
Sabo's
devil
fire.
fruit ability. Yeah,
Yeah,
which is one of his strongest attacks.
Sabo used an attack directly towards the emu, and she just chomped on it. Her
Yeah.
face
Just ate that shit.
transformed itself. They just chomped on it, and it was gone.
Just
Right.
ate it. Just
So
ate it.
like literally ate it. So like
Literally ate it.
that's I don't know, man. That's I know we're not gonna get any more info anytime soon, but I really want it. I want it
Yeah, we
right
gotta we
now.
gotta wait a couple years, man. We
We
gotta
gotta wait a couple years.
before we see anything.
Right. We gotta forget about it first, and then we'll be
Yeah,
like,
bro.
"Hey, remember when that happened?"
Yeah, like because he's bringing back old characters from like the first arcs.
Wapol, bro.
VV
Wapol.
Cobra
Yeah,
from
VV Co.
Alabasta,
But I mean,
Waffle.
even like if you told me when I was watching One Piece, catching up to Wano, that and I was watching Drum Island, that this man Walpole was still gonna be relevant, like
Yeah, it's crazy.
a thousand plus chapters
Yeah,
later, I'd have
yeah.
been like, nah, bro.
Nah,
This
you're
dude,
tripping.
nah.
You're tripping.
He got no dipped by Luffy. There's no way.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Wow.
All these other characters, bro. Anel was on the moon, but you want to be back
I
Wapol
know it's coming back. I know it's coming back.
to do what?
I don't know. Yeah, bro. No clue.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. There's really not much else to say about this chapter except it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a
It
great one.
could it could be that Because I was part of the camp that the Gorosei were shit. Like they weren't anything, bro. They're just old dudes that don't have any power. They're garbage. But this shows that they at least have something. We don't know how
It
good it
didn't.
is, but they at least have something.
Yeah, and I won't even say it's like too OP just because Sabo escaped.
Yeah,
Sabo escaped.
yeah. So it can be like
I mean,
even
running.
world breaking.
Yeah, running is different than trying to fight back, but still, he got away.
But also, I mean, we don't really see the effect that his Fire Fist had, if any, on the Gorosei.
On them. Yeah, because he used it on them.
Hmm.
I
So,
mean, they're like, nah, whatever.
did they just take no damage from that?
Seems like it. He just ate that shit.
Which is, I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good durability feat.
So if even if that's why I kind of think it's a mythical Zoan.
Hmm.
There's also been theories out there that Emu has like a devil fruit tree. Like she gets the best pickings of which fruit she wants, pretty much. And I'm pretty
Mm,
sure the girls say probably have like some of the best fruits if they were devil fruits.
that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
she is always seen when, actually, when she's not on the empty throne in that garden-like room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh man, a devil fruit tree.
And who's to
Okay,
say? I'm just throwing it out there, but we've seen Blackbeard do it. Who's to say she only has one fruit?
facts. That's
Yeah,
facts.
you never know.
Also, I wanted to point out, if you go back and look at page 8, where they first show up in those kind of like silhouette monstrous forms, the one at the very top that I guess is Emu reminds me of the giant shadowy figures that we saw in the Florian Triangle
Mm,
when the Straw Hats were on their way to Thriller Bark. Those giant shadow, like monstrous,
that
moving.
they just rode away from, like
Yeah,
scared as shit.
yeah. Because we still don't know. We never got any confirmation of what those were, and just that
Yeah, they just
it really reminds me of that.
what the fuck was that?
So you're right, right.
Yeah,
Is that going to be something that Oda actually draws a line back to, or is that just something like
I hope he does.
throw away? You know?
That's one of the biggest mysteries that we haven't even that just left my mind.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like that's really what jogged it when I was reading it. Maybe not like the Gorosei ones because they actually have like animal type shapes, but Emu
Yeah, but hers,
specifically because she still looks almost humanoid. Like,
yeah,
and I guess it could be a man beast form, but she looks obviously way bigger than she was before.
it could be a different race too,
It could just be a different race, yeah.
because they were like, I don't know if they were really, but they were like in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, just looking at these forms that we have one that I can't tell what it is, but it obviously has horns, right?
Hmm.
We have one that looks more like a maybe like a boar or a warthog or something that has like giant tusks.
You
On the
talk about
very
on the right
right,
side.
yeah, on the very right, and then we
Okay.
have to the left of that one, obviously a bird-like um, animal, like creature, like silhouette thing. But the one that's like right next to like the one with the big horns, I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
Those could be.
Because it looks
That's a
way more
stretch.
humanoid than any of the
Those
other
could
ones.
be like clouds, you know.
No,
So at
so
first I thought,
yeah, I do think it actually has like a cloak. Oh, so you think it's just like an awakened form?
yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Hmm.
Because if you look down below it too, I don't know, like right up, look down below it, it has like another smoke type cloud figure,
Mm-hmm.
like at its base.
That's true. But why is that the only one then? Because even when you move on to like the other silhouette, when they're all like chasing after Sabo, you still see the other ones. are animal like, even if they like,
Yeah.
and that's the only one that's like still a humanoid shape.
They could be like I don't know the lore behind it, but it could be like, our like human type fruits, like human fruits, and like our what's the word? Like our creatures like Slender Man,
Mm,
Chupacabras, something like that.
yeah, like
I'm not,
cryptids.
yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
I
Um,
think it's because they're all different.
do you think this bird thing with wings is an actual bird, or do you think it's a dragon?
It looks kind of like a bird to me,
It does,
but
but in the second one, it looks more like a like the head, like the way it's kind of shit, like the silhouette moves. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I just really want to see what the hell these
yeah,
forms
like
are.
they just look like monsters pretty much.
Yeah, I really I want to see what these forms are, man.
And Emo's like the biggest one.
Yeah, Emu's the biggest one, and like, what the hell even is she? Yeah. All right, so I'm putting it in right now for my theories. We got a boar, a bull or a cow type,
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza, Moltres, Articuno, um,
What's the electric one? Damn.
Zapdos.
No, not Zapdos. God, like the electric lion. I forgot his name. He's like
Oh,
with the
let's see. There's
cloak.
Suicune, Entei, and Raikou.
He kind of looks like Entei. I mean, he could be. Well, I don't know. We're just making this shit up about a week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
not
yeah,
making it up, but yeah. But
for sure.
fucking,
I want to see, and they all have to be like, if they're Zoans, which they look like because they look similar to animals. If they're devil fruits, they have to be mythical.
they're gonna be mythical.
There's
They're
no
gonna be the
way
best
that
Zoans
yeah there's no
out
way
there.
that the Gorosei one of the Gorosei just
Hmm.
has, oh, it's the bulbul fruit. Like, no.
Yeah, no, no.
It has
And
to be.
and Kaido got his fruit from God Valley,
He did.
which is one of the best mythical Zoans.
That's true. That's a good pull. I forgot. Yeah, I didn't even what is God Valley? That's another thing we need. Hey, bro,
I'm
that's the
pretty sure
next
it's somewhere
flashback.
around here though, where they are.
That's got to be the next fight. Yeah, because well, maybe. Because God Valley was home in Celestial Dragons before, and that's why Rox was pulling up there,
Yeah.
supposedly. I don't know, bro. We need
Right.
the God Valley flashback next, man.
We need that shit. Whew.
It's
Mythical Zoans, best devil fruits.
God, man, that's crazy. That'd be that like. Yeah, I guess they would be best of. I still feel like Logias should be way more powerful than they are. I mean, obviously we haven't seen any Logia awakenings, but like I feel like literally being a natural element,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you are fire. Like
But think about this though. You're a natural element or you're a god.
yeah. Well, when you put it that way, yeah, I guess it doesn't. Yeah, yeah. That's true. Like,
Is
you're fire, but I am the god of fire.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it, bro. This right here got me hyped for the Gorosei. Because I'm not gonna lie, before I didn't care. I did not give
Like,
a single. I didn't care, bro. When people were like, "Oh, snap! Seven just pulled up. Oh,
yeah,
he's
there was
gonna
no.
do this. He's gonna do that." Oh, he's not gonna do anything, bro. What are you talking
I think
about?
they're all immortal too.
Huh?
I think they're all immortal. At least have the perpetual surgery on them.
Hmm.
The one that Loki do. At least that.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't. Yeah, because I think they were still the Gorosei back when Vegapunk was still like young. So that was
Yep.
at least like 40 or 20, 40 years ago. 20 to 40, that's a big time span, but somewhere in there. And I think they were still the Goro say then, like they were still the elders. So
Not gonna lie, their life is kind of boring. I'm just throwing it out there.
the
Imagine living like
Gosha,
yeah, just imagine living like 800 years and you just gotta sit there all
hey,
the
but
time.
Luffy about to spice it up.
Yeah, he's gonna spice it up. Shit, they really need some action. They're probably rusty too from not fighting.
Facts. Yeah, hopefully we'll see on Egghead, man. Maybe Saturn will turn up.
Hopefully, 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 no diff somebody. Because I'm not the Straw Hats right now. If the Gorosei are goaded, the lower Straw Hats can't do shit because they just got no diff. Who Usopp, Frankie,
Oh yeah,
I don't know who else. They're
Robin,
not.
Chopper. Yeah, yeah. They're definitely not there. You think the Straw Hats need a training arc? Not like a training, like a whole like arc, but like a training. Do you think they need to? I feel like they already had it, of course, with the time skip where they were like, we all need to become stronger
Hmm.
to achieve not only our
I think
dreams but
some
to
of them
achieve
need.
Luffy's dream.
I think there's still some that are missing power ups. Because like some of them, obviously, not everybody has to be a fighter.
Hmm.
But like Usopp, for example, he's a sniper. He he's a fodder killer. He needs some kind of hockey or something to make him stronger.
Yeah,
And maybe I don't know. Frank, what's his name? Brooks kind of goaded.
Brooks goaded, yeah.
Yeah, Brooks is goated. I mean, he doesn't even. I don't know. Brooks goaded, and Frankie needs some kind of power up, and hopefully he gets it from this arc. This will be the arc. This will probably with all this technology around him, he should get some kind of power up.
I agree. I agree
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But we'll see.
Because like if you think
Hopefully, what are you saying?
I'm the doctor from the Rocks Pirate. Like I'd expect him to be goaded just because he was on their crew, but he didn't really do much that we've seen, even though he was old.
Are you talking
Like
about?
the one,
You talking about Crocus?
yeah, Crocus.
Yeah, from Roger, from the Roger Pirate.
Mm-hmm. Roger Pirates.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't really do anything, but he was just like a super old dude though.
Yeah, super old and chilling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he was scrapping like that in his prime. To be fair.
yeah, because like who came and attacked Laboon, Vivi, and some other weirdo?
Yeah,
He should have just like took them out, just
yeah,
like instantly, just like fuck away.
yeah. He probably. I mean, because I'm pretty sure Roger's crew had a lot more pirates on it than Luffy's crew. Though, like, he had a lot more than just 10 people on his crew. Like he had some fodder crewmates. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that could at
yeah, it could
least
be true.
fight. You know.
Yeah, shit, with 10 people, Luffy, his crew needs to be top tier.
Yeah. So Crocus probably didn't even have to fight for real.
Yeah,
All right, you got anything else to say about this chapter, man?
that's pretty much it. Good chapter.
Yeah, good chapter, bro. The next one, honestly, I can't even. Whatever it is, I feel like it's gonna be heat, bro. Like
You think? I hope so.
whatever it is, I
I
feel
don't
like
know how
it's
they
gonna
can
be
fuck this
heat.
one up.
Like right, like Oda is on
Yeah,
a roll, bro.
he has been for a
No,
while too.
yeah, since Wano ended, man.
Yeah,
People think
yeah,
Wano was the shit, and it's not.
nah.
It was just long. It doesn't mean it was good.
And drawn out,
Yeah, I'm not
but the
saying
fights are
Wano.
good.
The
The
fights are
final fights are good.
yeah. It's just getting there was
A long ass
it
journey.
took forever. And they didn't even really show the stuff that like people wanted to see. Like we wanted to see Zoro's family flashback. We didn't want to get it in SBS.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. Wano is over with, and Oda has been cooking ever since, man.
Mhm.
So I'm excited. Whatever the next chapter is going to be about, I'm excited.
I'm ready for Zoro's sword to break so he can get Shisui back.
He He's not getting Shusui back, bro.
Bro, it's his right. It's his birthright. It's his birthright. Pass
It
it
is his
down.
birthright,
Yeah.
but he's not gonna get Shusui back, man. They're not
Yo, it.
going back to Wano.
Oh, 3 Black Blades. Imagine that shit would be crazy.
He's gonna have one, and it's gonna be the Wado, and that's gonna be it.
You think he's only gonna have one? I
By
think. I
the,
think.
I mean, maybe like a post story, but like, I think like in the story, he's only gonna have that one.
Nah, he's got to make uh what's the name of it?
Enma?
Yeah, he has to make Enma Black Blade because that's the one they were talking about him making a Black Blade. Like Odin hasn't made us a Black Blade yet. Maybe you can. So at least
Look,
he's
man,
gonna have three. He's gonna have three. I have no doubt. No
if
doubt.
Zoro, if Enma gets turned into a Black Blade before the Wado Ichimonji does, I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
think it will be
hot, bro.
before that one. I don't think it will be before that one, but I think both of them will become one.
You think?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe.
What? How many Black Blades do you think the greatest swordsman should have
I
if he
mean,
uses
yeah,
three
but
swords?
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not gonna be the greatest swordsman until like basically the end of the story.
Okay. Okay.
You
I
know,
see
he's
what you
not
mean.
gonna beat Zor or Mihawk until like the end of the story. That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't think like he's gonna have all three Black Blades before the story ends.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, he may, I don't know. Who knows? Who
Story's
knows?
not ending.
Yeah, it's never gonna end, bro.
Yes, correct.
We got 5 more years, 10 years from now.
Shit, probably.
Yeah, but that's it for this chapter. Let us know what y'all thought. Give us your theories on the Gorosei, on Emu, on if you think it's devil fruit or if it's some other power. Just let us know what y'all think. But we'll catch y'all in the next episode.